Coming up on Citrus TV News, details on a new university program that will help to get you to class quicker.
One person is in critical condition following a shooting in Houston.
And what to expect from the first presidential debate tonight.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening, I'm Michael Tricarico.
And I'm Lauren Anderson. To begin tonight, we're taking a look at the dropping diversity numbers at Syracuse University.
Syracuse University announced in an email that the number of students of color who enrolled this year is down 4%, dropping from 28% to 24%. Citrus TV News reporter Rob Romano has reaction from the campus community.
Embedded at the bottom of a Kent email from August 24th, Chancellor Siveru told students about a decline in students of color coming to campus. To be more specific, there's been a 4% decrease in students of color who choose to come to Syracuse. After SU's latest NAACP meeting, Chapter President Diamond Miles spoke about the need for aspiring students to get an accurate picture of campus.
When you look at their brochures and the website, of course you'll have the diversity picture, or you'll have a group of students that are of color, and of course the one that is. Just kind of making it realistic.
One of the reasons for the decrease in diversity enrollment numbers could be because of recent controversy. In November of 2014, we had the 18-day sit-ins that happened here in Krause-Heinz Hall right behind me. Now, we spoke with one first-year student, and she says that SU needs to do more to make sure that students of color feel welcome during their first few days on campus.
When I first came here, I didn't really see that population of colored students, and then it wasn't until probably my 5th week that I was like, okay. Once I started getting more involved, that it was there, but it wasn't very welcoming at first.
Exceptions to this year's fall in diversity numbers overall can be seen by looking at individual schools. Whitman, Falk, and the School of Education had solid increases in enrollment of students of color this year, with the School of Education leading the way with the 29% increase. Rob Romano, Citrus TV News.
Students are reporting power outages from East Genesee Street to South Campus. Traffic lights are also down on University Place and Comstock Avenue. We called National Grid for information, and they say a tree in the area knocked down a power line. They expect the power to turn back on between 6 and 6:30. And Syracuse students are still waiting for answers after Juice Jam headliner Fetty Wap failed to show up for his performance on Sunday. The rapper was supposed to be the final act at the event, but he never arrived. University Union released a statement citing unforeseen travel delays as the reason for his no-show. Fetty Wap also failed to show up at a show at SUNY Brockport back in April. There are unconfirmed reports that SU students will not be receiving refunds for their Juice Jam tickets. And a composer and experimental pianist is giving a talk tonight in Byrd Library to discuss his social justice work. Anthony Davis's talk, titled Opera and Black Lives Matter, Music and Social Justice, will discuss how his works address issues of racial injustice and the struggle for freedom in America. The event is part of the African American Studies Colloquium. The talk began at 5:30.
The LGBT Resource Center is celebrating its 15th anniversary. The celebration is taking place at the Sheraton Hotel. Attendees are reflecting on the center's history and accomplishments. The Resource Center was created in 1997 to offer support to campus LGBT members and build a welcoming community for all. The first person to be hired for SU's new Veterans Resource Complex is a veteran himself. Daniel McDonald served in the U.S. Marine Corps and is now working on the school's project as a land surveyor. McDonald says there has never been a project he's been more proud to work on. The NVRC is positioned to impact veterans and their families on this campus, in New York State and around the country. And as a new way to help students get around campus, the Student Association launched a new bike share program today. Students with a valid SUID will be able to rent a bike from the Shine Student Center for free for up to 24 hours. 10 bikes were provided from the local Mellow Velo bicycle shop, and 8 are available for rental through the Student Centers and Programming Services Office. The first presidential debate will be underway in a matter of hours. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are scheduled to take the stage at Hofstra University at 9 o'clock tonight in the first of 3 presidential debates. A record 100 million Americans are expected to tune in.
Citrus TV News reporter Megan Mystery is live at Hofstra University for the debate and what to expect tonight. We have her on the phone. Megan, what's going on there?
Hey, so I am on my way to Hofstra right now. We were able to stop in at the Hillary Clinton campaign headquarters in Brooklyn, and it was a pretty laid-back environment. As we were walking around, it seemed like they were exuberating quiet confidence ahead of tonight's debate. It will be quite a matchup for Clinton and Trump, and it's expected to be pretty competitive. Both of them really need to do well. Both need to appeal to millennial voters, but especially as polls start to tighten and the numbers close in, they're really looking to pull away from the debate tonight. Lester Holt will be moderating, and he's chosen to break it down into 3 30-minute sections. So we'll be seeing him with a challenge as well. But I will be live at 9 p.m.
And this debate is being held as a crucial point for Donald Trump, with Clinton's lead in states narrowing according to recent polls. How important is this for Trump?
Yeah, so like I said, it's pretty important for them both. Trump really needs to do well, and he will be challenged a lot as Lester may or may not be fact-checking him live. So that is something that we'll have to see as it happens.
And what about Clinton? What does she need to do to be successful?
Well, to be successful, Clinton really has to come in strong. There have been a lot of reports about her level of preparation headed into this debate, but she has to appeal to a lot of voters who have lost confidence in her through emails, through viewing her as just an established politician. So she has to kind of come across not as too confident in herself, but as somebody who can be appealing to all.
Right. Thank you so much, Megan.
All
And
right,
coming
thanks,
up
guys.
after the break, we have updates on the shooting this morning in Houston.
It's the first full week of fall, and cooler temperatures are already noticeable. Is fall here to stay, and will rain be heading our way? I have everything you need to know coming up in my full forecast.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
The man who opened fire in a Houston strip mall parking lot this morning is dead. 9 people were injured in the shooting before police shot and killed the suspect, Nathan Desai. According to the Houston mayor, Desai was disgruntled over matters at his law firm. 1 person remains in the hospital in critical condition. And the city of Charlotte's midnight curfew has been lifted after peaceful protests over the weekend. Demonstrators have taken to the streets for nearly a week now after police shot and killed Keith Lamont Scott. Officials released 2 police videos on Saturday showing Scott walking backwards with his hands at his side when he was shot. Protesters say this evidence reinforces their thoughts that the shooting was not justified.
Jury select.
The execution of Keith Scott by CMPD, the lack of transparency on the part of CMPD in providing explanations for Keith Scott's death, and attempts to both intimidate and stifle protest reflect an established pattern of misconduct and cover-up on the part of CMPD.
Jury selection is underway in the death penalty trial of Dylan Roof. The 22-year-old is charged with the deaths of 9 black parishioners who were gunned down during a Bible study at a church in Charleston. Roof was present at the selection this morning, and it could be another 3 weeks until a jury is finalized. If convicted, Roof faces life in prison or the death penalty. Mall shooting in Washington state has confessed to shooting all 5 victims. Arjan Satan is facing 5 charges of premeditated murder and being held on a $2 billion bail. Satan was arrested following the deadly shooting on Saturday that took place on Friday afternoon inside Macy's at the Cascade Mall in Burlington. Former Brazilian Chief of Staff and Finance Minister Antonio Palocci was arrested this morning by police. Palocci was accused of favoring certain companies in state-run oil contracts, specifically the Obrecht SA company. The arrest comes after Brazil's anti-corruption investigation has expanded to higher-ranking officials from past administrations. Former President Da Silva was arrested earlier this month.
Colombia's president signed a historic peace deal today with the FARC rebels, ending the longest armed conflict in Latin American history that has killed 250,000 people. The deal will turn the rebel group into a political party in the country, giving the group the authority they've been fighting for. As part of the agreement, the group will hand over its weapons to the United Nations. And the United States and South Korea are working together to intimidate North Korea in an attempt to ward off any potential North Korean aggression. The United States and Korean navies deployed ships, submarines, and planes into the Sea of Japan. The ships were loaded with long-range precision missiles. The goal of the mission was to remind North Korea that the United States is behind South Korea. This comes after South Korea revealed a plan to assassinate Kim Jong-un if the Republic of Korea feels threatened by his nuclear capabilities.
Elat Malamed is in studio now with what your weather looks like this week.
Currently right now it's 70 degrees and cloudy. It's possible showers tonight, but that's not certain. Winds south at 13 miles per hour, so that's where you're feeling that cool breeze. Looking at our current surface analysis, the pressure system to the west of us, so just clouds over Syracuse right now, no current precipitation. Current temperatures in the area, Syracuse right here at 70 degrees, have some upper 60s to the south in Penyan and Ithaca. And current local conditions right now, Syracuse right here, cloudy around the area, sunny on the outskirts, but no precipitation. Wake up forecast tomorrow, 8 a.m., 56 degrees. It's going to be real humid, 84% chance of that. Hourly temperatures for tomorrow going to keep climbing up into the upper 60s and hit 70 at 4 p.m. Then it's going to get cooler as you head into the evening. 5-day forecast. Tuesday, Wednesdays, highs in the mid-70s, lows in the 45s and mid-50s. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rainy throughout, highs in the mid to upper 60s, lows in the mid-50s again.
Great, thank you so much, Galat. So how is the rain going to affect my plans this week?
So tonight, we might have some showers around 9 p.m., so if you're going to go watch the debate at a friend's house, maybe bring an umbrella. Thursday is going to be the worst day. Wear a rain jacket and plan accordingly. Then Friday morning, some showers, but it should clear up for evening plans.
Right, and thank you so much. And coming up after the break, find out what information IMDb has decided to leave out of their actor bios.
Stick with us.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You might want to hold off on getting a flu shot this year. Experts say getting a flu shot in September or early October, months ahead of the flu season, may not provide optimal protection. A study says that the protective effects of a vaccine may wear off too soon, particularly for individuals older than 65. Doctors recommend getting a flu shot between Halloween and Thanksgiving, but if you can't wait until then, still go. Doctors say it's better to get a shot now than not at all. Mylan is facing more criticism today about its profit from EpiPen sales. The company reported today that its pre-tax profits on EpiPens were 60% lower than it told Congress last week. The company earned $160 compared to the $100 it initially reported. Mylan has been criticized since August when consumers saw a 5-fold price increase for EpiPens, costing $608.
Amazon may not be showing its customers the lowest prices. ProPublica found that Amazon does not always show the best deal in the best box, but instead promotes its own products instead of a cheaper product from a third-party seller. This happens nearly 75% of the time, and Amazon said in response that the study does not take into account the lower shipping costs Amazon offers in comparison to other sellers. And Wells Fargo workers are fighting back as the fallout continues over the use of millions of unauthorized bank accounts. 2 former employees filed a class action lawsuit today against the bank, seeking nearly $3 billion for California workers who were fired or demoted after refusing to open fake accounts. Earlier this month, Wells Fargo was fined $185 million for opening more than 2 million fake accounts. More than 5,000 employees have been fired for taking part in the scheme, but this lawsuit claims several employees were fired for not participating.
The King, Arnold Palmer, died yesterday at age 87. For fans of either the golfer or the sweet tea and lemonade mix, Palmer was an inspiration to many. Palmer brought a charisma to the golf world and leaves a 50-year legacy that includes 7 major golf championships. Palmer died in Pittsburgh of complications from heart problems, according to his longtime agent, Alistair Johnson. And IMDb will be removing Hollywood actors and actresses' ages from their website. The governor of California signed a new law that prohibits sites from listing celebrities' ages on their profiles. The law was signed to prevent age discrimination in the film industry, but critics say this new law will not prevent discriminatory hiring, while supporters say it will stop career damage.
Coming up on Sports on News, we have more on the death of Jose Fernandez, plus all the action from Syracuse sports right after the break.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the eye.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Miami Marlins star pitcher Jose Fernandez was killed early Sunday morning in a tragic boating accident. The 24-year-old ace was found dead along with two friends when their boat was found overturned on a jetty near Miami Harbor. Just 24 years old, Fernandez was one of the game's brightest stars, compiling 38 wins and a 2.58 earned run average over 4 years. But he was so much more than the dominating stats he put up. Fernandez was most known for his smile and his energy. His pitches weren't nearly as electric as his personality. I had the chance to cover Fernandez over my past 3 years writing about the Mets. Whenever he came to Citi Field, he was always smiling, laughing, goofing around, even on days that he pitched. His energy was nothing like I've ever seen, and I may never see anything like it as long as I live. Rest in peace, Jose.
And when he pitched, and I think that's what the guys will say too, is as bad as he would make you with some of the stuff he would do, you just seen that little kid that you see when you watch kids play Little League or something like that. That's the joy that Jose played with and the passion he felt about playing.
Even in times of sadness, the sports world still keeps moving forward. Syracuse football had an away matchup against UConn on Saturday as the Orange were looking to rebound from back-to-back tough losses. And looking to rebound after tough losses to USF and Louisville, Eric Dungy to Amba Edetawo. That's a name we're going to hear a lot today. Scampers in from 57 yards out, puts up SU 7-0 early in the first quarter. And is this deja vu or what? Dungy to who else? Amba Edetawo beats his man down the sideline, catches the touchdown pass, 14-0 Cuse with 10:48 left in the first quarter, but UConn was not going quietly. Creel Newsome from 6 yards out ties thing at 14 just before the half. But the SU defense, they were having none of that. Cordell Hudson intercepts the pass and scampers in 22 yards for the pick six. That would put up SU 24-17 late in the third quarter. And Eric Dungy, we're going to see him right here. He loves to run. We know that. UConn knows that. There he is leaping into the end zone. 31-17, the Cuse. 2:14 left in the fourth quarter, and there's your final, 31-24. Syracuse beats UConn from Pratt Whitney Stadium, and the Orange offense, they just clicked today. Eric Dungy threw for a season-best 407 yards and connected with Amba Edetawo for both of his touchdowns. Speaking of Edetawo, the receiver set a Syracuse record with 270 receiving yards, coming on 12 catches. Up next, the Orange take on Notre Dame in MetLife Stadium in New York's College Football Classic. The SU men's soccer team suffered their first loss of the year to third-ranked Notre Dame after the Irish's John Gallagher scored the deciding goal with just 18 seconds left in regulation. On the Orange side of the ball, Miles Robinson scored his fourth goal of the season on an assist from Oyvind Alseth. But the Orange couldn't score on any of their 8 corner opportunities, and it's hard to win when that's the case. The loss snaps SU's program-best 8-game win streak to start the season. And after winning the Panorama Farms Invitational by a wide margin, junior Justin Knight was named the NCAA's National Athlete of the Week. The Ontario native ran a 23:18 time in the 8-kilometer race, beating the chorus record by 1.4 seconds.
What was it like to cover Jose Fernandez those couple of times you were able to?
Well, I got to see him a very good amount being in the same division as the Mets. He was really something else. His stuff was absolutely electric, and you could just tell he had a love for the game, unlike anybody that I've really ever seen.
I really appreciate it. Hopefully we have just as much of a love for this as he did for baseball. Thanks.
Yeah, and coming up, we'll have one last look at your weather.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
If you see news happening on campus in Syracuse or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom 315-443-1177 or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
And we're back with Galat. So am I going to need my jacket all day tomorrow?
Not all day, but in the morning, definitely probably until around noon, you're going to want to have it on you. Afternoon, you shouldn't need it, but if you're going to go out at night once the sun sets, definitely bring it with you.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
thanks
much.
To prepare for the debate tonight, Republican nominee Donald Trump bought a crooked Hillary Snapchat filter to target younger voters.
The filter says Debate Day, Donald J. Trump versus Crooked Hillary, with his Make America Great Again slogan at the bottom of the screen. This is the first nationwide political sponsored Snapchat filter.
You think you'd ever try that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to see tonight.
We'll have to try it out.
Yeah.
Maybe after the show.
Yeah,
We'll certainly try it.
It's definitely interesting since Snapchat wasn't around the last debate.
You wonder what Hillary is going to counter now to try and go against this
from
Donald Trump.
Is she going to get a Snapchat filter? Yeah.
It'll certainly be interesting, and it'll be really looking forward to the debate.
Yep, that's right. Our reporter Megan Mystery will be there. Yep.
We'll have full updates from that.
Mm-hmm. All right, and that's all for Citrus TV News tonight. For more information on these stories and more, check out CitrusTV.com and make sure to follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News. I'm Lauren Anderson.
And I'm Michael Tricarico. For our entire crew here at Citrus TV News Live at 6, have a great week, Syracuse.